What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast. Now, I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about what's happening or what's going on with Bully 2 slash GTA 6. It's another kind of video. I kind of teased this in the Crash video, whether that was earlier today or whether that was yesterday. Kind of want to talk about some of the missing elements of the Game Awards of just the last couple weeks of announcements, because there was a lot teased and a lot leaked, a lot talked about, whatever phrase you want to use, of a lot of different games, whether they be whether they actually be the video games themselves or from like the developers or publishers in this kind of case, that just have kind of been absent, and it kind of led to a Game Awards show that was okay. And it's not just the Game Awards, but just generally this last little bit of just all of these things being built up to then have nothing happen. And again, if you haven't watched the Crash video, I mean, there's a couple different examples of this. There is that Crash game that was talked about, was rumored, was leaked, again, whatever word you want to use, but hasn't been anywhere. Now, again, maybe by the time these videos go up, maybe all of a sudden, just by the will of whatever, these games are announced. But some of them, I highly doubt it. We had the Crash game, the Batman game, if you guys have watched those videos. But even like a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, like the new fighter there, that was something very much talked about and teased that just never ended up happening. And this is one too. Now, I would say out of all of them, if you talk about Batman, Crash, Smash, and Rockstar, I feel like Rockstar would probably have been the fourth thing. But there was a lot of talk for sure this fall in general, leading up, and I guess the Game Awards kind of gets just smacked with the label of like, hey, all of the rumors and leaks and stuff that we hear in the fall, they need to all come true at the Game Awards, because it's like the last thing of the year, right? And so I think it gets a bad reputation because of that. At the same time, they do it to themselves in other ways. But, I think that is honestly something that does end up happening, and it's a good example with Rockstar. This entire fall has been a lot of talk about Bully 2 and GTA 6, whichever one it is. Honestly, the rumors and what Rockstar is doing constantly goes back and forth. I feel like it definitely leans more towards GTA 6. I'm in the camp that I would prefer a Bully 2 over a GTA 6. We've kind of talked about those reasons before, but I really do think I just prefer. I mean, I would love a GTA 6. That would totally be fine. And a thing with that is GTA 6 has long been, when the rumors kind of come back of that, right? There's the rumors of Bully 2, rumors of GTA 6. Then it goes back to Bully 2, and it's like, well, the game was actually canceled a few years ago. It was being worked on for a while, what they did, but then they let it go. But at the same time, they very easily could have picked the game back up with kind of like a different team at it. That very well could have happened. I believe that has happened, but you'll get that. Then you go back to GTA 6, and the talk of GTA 6 is it's a lot closer to being done than people think. Now, it takes a long time to make a GTA game, and development cycles at Rockstar, whether it's Bully, whether it's Red Dead, and really a lot of games, they take a very, very long time to be completed. But GTA is closer to completion than we all think, in terms of like, it could release next year. It could release next year, it could release in 2021, and it wouldn't be all that surprising. And because of that, again, I think people just kind of throw it into the, well, it could be announced or it should be announced at the Game Awards. And I'm not telling you you're wrong. I expected, every year I expect so much out of the Game Awards that I don't actually end up getting. I think for what it is, it's an okay show, but we definitely, I think, put a lot of pressure and a lot of expectations in it that it just doesn't get solved. But it still begs the question of, we got a lot of talks of both of these games. Again, maybe you can lean towards GTA 6, whatever you want to do, of the fall. And it's like, well, if we follow the GTA trail, if GTA 6 is as close to being done as people will say it is, then eventually we are going to see it. Now, the problem is, and I guess it's not necessarily a problem. You could look at it as a good thing. Rockstar obviously looks at it as a really strong strategy that has paid off for them, is announcing it, but then it releasing pretty soon after. They did it with Red Dead, and even with Red Dead 2, they announced it, and they really didn't talk about it at all. Like a couple months before the game came out, I believe in the August, it came out in October. In August, they started doing those development diaries on YouTube. And that was the first time, really, we saw anything. Before then, we just got the reveal trailer. And then after that, we got nothing. Nobody even really talked about it. We just kind of assumed, oh, it's going to be really good. And maybe we heard some things, maybe rumors or leaks said this, but we haven't seen anything. And then they just started putting out a couple, and they didn't really even show all that much. Then, yes, when it got into the fall, when it got to like September or late August, there were people that got to play a couple hours of it. We got a lot of impressions of the game, but it picked up. But it really was only within a few months, like literally 2 months before the game actually came out. They have a lot of confidence in their products. They don't really feel like they need to show it. I feel like GTA 5 was the same thing. They showed it. There wasn't really all that. I believe it was shown at that E3, wasn't it? And then it came out that following September. I don't think there was all that much shown about it, but it was the same kind of strategy. You kind of over time pick up the amount of coverage you're allowing people to really cover of the game, right? You're picking up how much people are talking about it, what you're showing, what you're telling people, all that kind of stuff. That seems to be Rockstar's strategy. So again, like I actually said in the Crash video, I get it. If you're here to argue that it shouldn't have been at the Game Awards or that I shouldn't have these expectations, I understand. I get that it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense, even if this game is a next fall game. If it's a next generation or even like if it's a cross-generation game and it comes out next fall, it comes out in October of 2020 or November, October, say, for PS4 and Xbox One, and then November for the next-gen consoles. If that's the case, then yeah, it actually probably will get announced this E3. I feel like that would be the prime time. I feel like this E3 is actually going to be super, super massive. I've been saying that for quite some time now. I really do believe this E3 is just the buildup of all of these things with all this next-gen talk, and it's just going to be a really fun overall experience. But I think GTA 6, or even, again, if you believe Bully 2, and I want to believe in Bully 2. I want Bully 2 first. I want it, but I can also see why GTA would take the first swing at things. And I could also then make the argument for Red Dead 3 or for any other game besides, just because Bully 2 is in that weird spot. But say whatever the game is. If it's a Bully 2, if it's a GTA 6, it does make sense that it would be revealed at E3. Again, you follow the same strategy. You announce it. You show a little bit over the summer, and then obviously over time, you start to pad it. It starts to become bigger and bigger, and then the game comes out. It's been their strategy for quite some time. It works. It makes sense. At the same time, it would have been nice. I get that it's maybe not necessarily what they do, but we have seen in the past, especially just over this past month, past couple weeks, we've seen examples of games such as BioShock be announced. 2K Games say, hey, we're doing a BioShock game. We're not going to tell you much about it. It's years away, but we're doing it. It could be a little different for, say, GTA 6 because of the situation. It's not all that far out. So if they announce it hey, yeah, the next game by Rockstar is going to be GTA 6. It's not, you don't have to say it's not Bully 2, but you could just say it's GTA 6, so then people say, oh, okay, Bully 2 isn't coming, or it's coming after, or whatever. So you could say that. You could say, we'll announce more stuff later. All we're doing is telling you it. That's fine. If it was announced at the Game Awards, you would have expected to see something, and maybe that would have been out of character for them, right? Because then if you show something, you have to show maybe a teaser or whatever, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's announced, but E3 is really when they're really going to show it off, so that's 6 months away, and then the game comes out next fall. So it does go against generally their strategy, and then just having a press release or having them themselves kind of confirm they're making it doesn't necessarily, again, that also feels a little bit out of character. So I get both sides. I get the side that it doesn't really work with them or jive with how they've done stuff in the past, that these games, would have been announced. At the same time, I think with just the general confusion, I feel like overall people know. It's not a surprise. A GTA 6 is coming. Now, they've said, I believe they said even last year when Red Dead 2 came out, that the political environment of the world right now we're not in a good spot to release GTA 6. I believe maybe they meant that to some degree, but I think that was just them saying it. I feel like they're still making the game, and I feel like it's going to be I don't care that that this is all happening. We're still releasing this game. it's GTA. It's one of the biggest money makers on the planet. Not just games, but in general, the entertainment medium, it's one of the biggest. So a GTA 6 is happening. The question is when. The question is, we've heard stuff about Bully 2, but will it come out before it? Or does it exist in the first place? Because then after GTA 6, what do you do after that? Do you do Red Dead 3? And I get it's not the same teams. I'm saying Rockstar in general. What are they going to do? So I can get that. I can get getting ahead of the confusion or getting out in front of the confusion and saying, hey, we've seen that there's been these conflicting reports. We're doing GTA 6. That's the next game you're getting from us. That's it. We just kind of wanted to tell you that. I could see if you were looking for that. That would be cool if they actually did that. But at the same time, I do understand why they wouldn't. And I do also think that, if you're disappointed, I am too. I would have liked to see it. That's fine. I think we are just within a couple months. Not a couple. A couple is 2, right? I think we're within 6 months of this game being. I feel like Rockstar will make an appearance at E3 or right before it or around that same time period if they have their own kind of thing. I feel like Rockstar will be present in the spring, summer kind of area this upcoming 2020 year, and I think we will see or hear about whatever the next game is. I do believe there's been a lot of talk in general. Some things I believe, some things I don't want to believe, that kind of stuff. But I do believe that whatever game they're making is probably closer to being done than we all think. I don't know if that means fall 2020. If you didn't tell me that, I would have always kind of assumed maybe fall 2021. Maybe it would just make more sense. But if it's ready next year, give it to us. That would be, to have that in the first year, first month, first day, whatever, of the next generation consoles, having a Rockstar game, that's big. We didn't have that the last time, right? It took a while. So if they wanted to do that this time, that would be a really, really big deal. I think that'd be really, really cool, and I'd be very, very interested. I would definitely sign up for that if you gave me that option. So, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think's going on? What do you think's happening with GTA 6? What do you think's happening with Bully 2? When do you think we would see one of them? All that kind of stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel podcast now. Hit that bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And thank you as always for watching. We're going to be covering more GTA 6 / Bully 2 over the coming months. And then obviously when the games get announced, we will be covering them, or whichever game does get announced, we will cover that game as well. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you all on the next video. Hey guys, firstly, thank you so much for getting to this far. This at the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. I do want to quickly remind you guys, we are doing a community event on December 21st. It is the Saturday. It's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If you guys want to play with us, we have the video up on the channel. Make sure you guys go watch that video and leave in the comments that you want to play with us. It's also a live stream event, so you guys just want to kind of swing by, watch us play the game, have some fun right before Christmas. It's going to be an absolute blast, and I hope to see you guys there.